What if the substance most people avoid at the beach turned out to be one of the most powerful forces on Earth? Sounds impossible, but right now, a green invasion is already happening across the planet. And if it continues, your next vacation could look completely different. Picture arriving at a beautiful coastline. White sand, clear skies. But instead of blue water, the entire ocean is covered in thick green sludge. It looks like pollution. It looks dangerous. Yet the truth is far more complicated. Because this isn't nuclear waste. It's algae. And here's the strange part. People are already swimming in it. At first glance, algae seems harmless. Most of us think of it as that slimy green stuff stuck to rocks. But what if it's actually one of the most important living organisms on Earth? That question becomes even more disturbing when you realize algae is already taking over lakes, rivers, and coastal regions around the world. When algae grows out of control, scientists call it an algal bloom. And some blooms become so massive they can be seen from space. Think about that. A living organism spreading across entire bodies of water so quickly that satellites can detect it from orbit. But that's not even the craziest part. Some of these blooms release dangerous toxins capable of harming animals, contaminating water supplies, and making humans seriously ill. So why is something potentially deadly spreading so rapidly? And if algae keeps expanding, are we witnessing an environmental disaster? Or the beginning of Earth's greatest comeback story? Because what happens next changes everything. The more scientists study algae, the stranger the story becomes. Why? Because algae may secretly be doing more for your survival than forests. That sounds wrong, but it's true. Most people assume trees produce most of Earth's oxygen. Yet algae, especially tiny organisms called phytoplankton, generate more than half of the oxygen in our atmosphere. Every second you breathe, there's a good chance algae help make that breath possible. And this is where it gets weird. Algae doesn't just produce oxygen. It also absorbs enormous amounts of carbon dioxide. In fact, it can capture carbon faster than many forests because it grows incredibly quickly and spreads across vast areas. Suddenly, that green sludge doesn't seem so useless anymore. But scientists believe its potential goes even further. What if algae could help replace fossil fuels? Some researchers think a single acre of algae could produce astonishing amounts of biofuel every year. Major energy companies are already investigating whether algae could become a cleaner energy source for the future. And that's when things changed. Because algae might also replace certain oil-based plastics, provide nutritional supplements, and even become an important food source. For a moment, it starts to sound like algae is the perfect solution to multiple global problems. Cleaner air, more oxygen, renewable fuel, less dependence on fossil resources. So why aren't we covering entire oceans with it? Because hidden behind all those benefits is a terrifying catch. A catch so dangerous that it could wipe out entire marine ecosystems. And once you understand it, you'll see algae very differently. Here's the twist nobody expects. The very thing that could help save the planet might also destroy vast portions of ocean life. As algae spreads, it forms thick layers across the water's surface. That might not sound serious, until you remember that sunlight has to reach the life below. Large algal blooms block that sunlight. Plants beneath the surface begin dying. Then the creatures that depend on those plants start disappearing. Then the predators that depend on those creatures follow. One link breaks, then another, and another. The entire food chain starts unraveling. But here's the strange part. The danger doesn't stop there. Certain algae produce powerful toxins that accumulate inside smaller marine animals. Larger animals consume them. Then even larger predators consume those animals. The poison climbs higher and higher through the food web. Whales can suffer. Sea lions can suffer. Otters can suffer. Even humans can become victims. Contaminated shellfish can trigger severe illness, seizures, and in extreme situations, death. Suddenly, Earth's potential climate hero starts looking more like an environmental villain. So what do? Fight algae. Or embrace it. Scientists may have discovered a middle path. Instead of allowing algae to dominate natural oceans, we could grow it in controlled facilities on land, harvesting its benefits while minimizing ecological damage. It's a fascinating compromise. But it leaves us with one final question. If algae can create oxygen, absorb carbon, fuel industries, and potentially help fight climate change, are we looking at a dangerous invasion? Or one of the greatest untapped resources in human history?